Hi, welcome to the YouTube series on SAP Developer Extensibility. So in this series, we will look into different applications and implement different enhancements. It can be enhancements like adding custom fields in the standard tables, showing these custom fields in the Fiori applications, adding custom nodes, custom actions, extending the different events, and so on. Today is episode 1, and in this episode, we are going to look on how to add a custom field in the standard wrap application. We are taking the example of Manage Sales Order app. In this demo, we will add a custom field to the VBAK table and then show that information in the basic data in the order data section. We will show the new field just under the shipping conditions. Let's take a hypothetical scenario that while creating the sales order or while editing the sales order, we need to give an option of finance period where different finance periods can be provided, such as 6, 12, 18, and 24 months. But before we go into the implementation steps, we first need to understand how the Manage Sales Order app has been designed by SAP. So our first step should be to go into the SAP Fiori apps reference library, and then we need to search for the app Manage Sales Order. Once we have the app, we will have to find out what is the corresponding service. Let's search here Manage Sales Order. So as we can see here, there is a tab called Implementation Information. Let's click on it. Let's go to the configuration. In the configuration, let's move to the OData service. We can find here the service name, C sales order manage underscore SRV. The next step would be to go to Eclipse and open this service. After that, we will go and have a look into what are the different CDS views that are called in this application. So now we are in Eclipse and we are inside the service binding, the sales order manage SRV. This is the same name that we saw in the Fiori apps library. So what we are going to do is we will first right click over here and say open service definition. And once this particular service definition opens, we will find over here all the different uh, entities that are part of the sales order manage. So our intention is mainly to add the field at the sales order header level. So we will just look into the sales order manage. Let's navigate to the sales order manage, see sales order manage. The C sales order manage has been defined as a root view entity, and this is nothing but a projection on the R sales order TP with an association with the other entities. One important thing to note here is if we click on this icon, we will be able to find the metadata extension. So what's present in the metadata extension is basically the different annotations which would help decide which element needs to be placed in which facet and what sort of additional annotations are needed. So let's continue with the CDS view entities. So let's navigate now to our sales order TP. The R sales order TP root view entity does a select from the I sales order. So let's navigate to the I sales order. Again, the I sales order does a select from the I sales document. So let's navigate there. So what we are trying to do is we're just trying to drill down and finally reach the base table, which is VBAK in for sales order headers. So now the view I sales document does a selection from the I sales document basic. Let's navigate. Here, finally, we observe that the information is coming from the VBAK table, which is our base table. So let's navigate to the VBAK. So as we can see, the VBAK has been defined as extensible, and all these are the different fields which are present in the table. So if we navigate towards the end, we will find something defined as ext, which is an include or an extension structure. So as part of this demo, what we need to do is we need to create an extension include for this include, and in that extension include we will be adding our custom field. Subsequently, we would be enhancing all the CDS view entities so that the new field is reflected. And the last step would be to show it in the UI. For that, we would once our extension or the append structure has been created, what we just need to add the new field. Let's give the new field name as ZZ Finance period underscore SDH, and we are using the data element ZZD underscore fin underscore period, and we just activate this particular append structure. Now that we have added the new field in VBAK, let's come back to the root view entity R sales order TP. Now the R sales order TP has an association to the e sales document basic, which has been defined as an extension, and it's a projection on the sales order. So what we are going to do here is let's navigate to the e-sales document basic. So e-sales document basic, as we see, is a selection from the VBAK, which is referenced as the persistence. So our task would be to create an extent view entity by navigating to the core data services and then creating a new data definition, which would be an extent view entity. Let's go ahead and do that part. Our extend view entity has been created. Let's go ahead and add the new field. So we are referencing it as the persistence and the field name. Now we are just going to go and activate this. So let's come back to the R sales order TP. Now that the e-sales document basic has been extended, let's go ahead and create an extend view entity for the R sales order TP. Our extend view entity has been created. Now let's add the new field. So we will be referring to the association underscore extension and the new field. Let's go ahead and activate it. So this is our final root view entity, the C sales order manage. So we will need to create another extend view entity for the C sales order manage and include our new field. Our extend view entity for C sales order manage is ready. Let's add the new field. We are referencing to the sales order and the ZZ finance period. Let's activate it. Now that we have already implemented all the extended view entities, the next task would be to the new field in the UI. For that, we will need to use annotations in the extended view entity. But before we jump into that, let's look at how standard SAP has implemented the metadata extension and and against which qualifier we can see the shipping condition attribute. If you remember the start of the video, we had mentioned that our new field has to be just below the shipping condition. So let's look into the metadata extension. If we look into the metadata extension for the shipping condition, we find that the qualifier is used as the order data. So for our new field, we will add the qualifier as order data. Let's go back to our view entity. So it's this one, ZZEXT sales order manage finance. Let's go ahead and add the annotations. Let's activate it now. It's time to test our changes now. Let's launch the Manage Sales Order app. So we can see all the different orders being listed over here. Let's do a quick check if the new field is already available. Let's go to the settings. Let's search for the new field that we added, finance period. So yeah, the first step is done. Let's go ahead and launch one of the sales orders. So as we can see, the finance period is now available in the UI. If you go to the edit option, this field will become editable. So in today's video, we looked at how to add a new field and how to show it in the UI in a few simple steps. In the subsequent videos, we will look into more advanced features such as adding validations, adding determinations, side effects, adding custom actions, as well as adding a custom node. Thank you. See you in the next video.